allow Tisha to open the camera.
Ananya, can you come back?
Ma'am, Tisha is asking if you can permit her camera access.
Okay. Let me check.
Okay, so me and Ananya will be taking further on how intrusive thoughts vary from age to age. So Ananya will go first regarding what young children face through when we talk about intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, so of course, these thoughts they vary a lot with the age groups. So it's not necessary that people of different age groups will have the same intensity of the intrusive thoughts. Of course, they differ. So, like we've like roughly divided them into three age groups: the youth, the middle age group that works, and the older generation. So, for the youth, everything differs. Like the thoughts differ in a way that their intrusive thoughts are very in a very small world, in a very small environment, about their friends or about their grades. So if a student has prepared for an exam, and while going towards that examination and sitting for that exam, they might have an intrusive thought that, oh no, I haven't prepared enough and I will definitely fail. And what if I fail? All these intrusive thoughts play a major role in their cognitive abilities.
So yes, what Ananya mentioned right now, I'll be adding to it. Like young children, especially, like when they see something, they observe a lot. Okay, they won't be telling at the moment, but after a while, they'll right away strike a thing. Oh, I wanted that toy I saw in the market last week. So they'll start acting stubborn on it. So that's an intrusive thought children face. And if you observe the kindergarten students, they for no reason roam in the class. So that's an intrusive thought, sitting in the class and then out of nowhere they'll start roaming in the class. So that's an intrusive thought. That's a positive intrusive thought and not a negative. So young children usually face positive and intrusive thought unless and until there's no childhood trauma attached to it. So moving forward to middle age groups, middle age are highly emotionally vulnerable because they are attached to their families, their friends, their peer groups, and they have a lot on their plate at the moment. So the emotional vulnerability is always high in their case. And then hormonal imbalance they face. So regarding hormonal imbalance, I would like Ananya to say something on it.
Yeah, so their hormones go through a lot of changes. If somebody is married and is facing a pregnancy scare or is pregnant, so they might experience intrusive thoughts in varying intensities, because hormones, of course, change your moods, and they also affect your thinking and all of the other things. So that's how hormones affect the intensity of intrusive thoughts.
So taking it further, I would like the audience to tell me or any volunteers out there that how they feel of an intrusive thought in their life or what intrusive thoughts according to them are, or
You
any
can raise
activity
your
they
hand.
have done due to intrusive thoughts.
Anyone can raise hand if they want to participate. Yeah, Abhay wants to speak. Yeah, Abhay.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, once I was coming out of college, और I thought कि चलो एकदम से ice creams खाते हैं. So I ate like 6 ice creams over there, sitting over there. हाँ, और I felt like that thoughts strike my head, or I had such a craving that I want to eat something. और same I guess I happened with some of my friends. They are like कि एग्जाम लिख रहे हैं और फिर बीच में एकदम से थॉट आता है हाँ कि फेल हो जाओ, जैसे अनन्या ने मेंशन करा था, हाँ तो
Right.
फेल हो जाओ, तो फिर पूरी एक लंबी सी कहानी आ जाती है कि फेल हो जाऊंगा, मम्मी डांटेंगी, फिर ये होगा, उसके चक्कर में पूरा 15 मिनट चले जाता है एग्जाम का। हाँ, और
Right.
फिर लिखने में याद आता है, फिर वो शेट पेपर भी लिखना है। हाँ, तो फिर ये होता है। आई फील
Right.
लाइक इट्स नॉर्मल कि आते हैं जाते हैं, चलता है।
Yes, absolutely correct. Intrusive thoughts are very normal. They are very basic, and we face them on a daily basis, on even and on a hour base, if I can say. Yes, Tisha.
I feel, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so intrusive thoughts are basically the strange thoughts. I won't say the negative thoughts, but the strange thoughts. But what we guys usually do is we keep those thoughts in the black part of our life, which we actually consider as negative part. Like we have a black and a white part. We consider those strange and intrusive thoughts in the black part. And I guess that is the reason it affects us more, because we pay more attention to it, because we feel that these are the negative thoughts and they'll impact us in a negative way or they'll be harmful to us. So we consider them in the black whatever of our life, and that is the main reason we are more affected by them.
Right. I would also like to share that when I was a kid, Diwali, during the Diwali holidays, my mother told me, don't play with the candle. The hot wax can like fall on your finger and you'll burn yourself. But while I was lighting the diyas, this intrusive thought came into my mind that, oh, what if I, drop a little bit of wax on my finger, and somehow I did it. I I think I wasn't in control or something, but I did it, and of course it hurt. So that is how my intrusive thought, that particular intrusive thought, took over my controls. Yeah.
So I just want to add on to this Ananya's thought. Actually, what happens now when you keep repeating some words, like as you said, na कि your mother hurt you. So it happens ना, like ऐसा हम हमेशा बोलते हैं, देखो पकड़ना बॉल, गिर जाएगी नहीं तो, गिर जाएगी नहीं तो, and ultimately ball drops, right? So it is
Right.
something you are actually wanting that, and that happens. Your mind means like alignment or something, some disturbance, and then you
Right.
are tend to do that what you are not wanting that to do. Yeah, correct.
The intrusive thoughts are the basic thoughts which you have been stopped for, especially when you are a kid or you are a teenage child. The only thought that mama papa ने इस चीज के लिए मना करा, अरे यार यही चीज तो करनी है.
Right.
Like
And
that
also, when we were talking about the different age groups, so when we were talking about the young people, I think another thing that really affects is that their rebellious nature also kind of push them towards having more intrusive thoughts and agreeing to those intrusive thoughts.
exactly, like they cannot have a logic behind what's correct and what's not. So if
Right.
they have an intrusive thought regarding, oh, I want to eat an ice cream, how much that will affect my throat or my health, that doesn't matter. I want that ice cream. So
When
these
we-
are all positive intrusive thoughts we are talking about right now. Now coming over to older age. So older age, the intrusive thoughts are very cognitive analytic, especially for the age of 40 to 60. People tend to face OCD at that age if the occurrence of intrusive thoughts are on a larger scale, like keeping a thing on a particular place in a particular manner. If that thing is not correct, that they might be irritated to see that thing. So any Yashmita, would
Right.
like to
I would like also, right, sure. Yashmita, go ahead.
Okay, so like relating the OCD and intrusive thought part, basically in OCD, when an individual is going through like the disorder of OCD, so basically it's filled with intrusive thoughts, because what ifs. OCD is filled up with the what ifs question within itself, because I've seen individuals going through the same thing. I can give you an example, okay? So there's this friend of mine, and she has OCD, clinically diagnosed OCD, and she told me about this one pattern that she follows a lot. Whenever she like goes to sleep, she has this habit of checking her window pane if it's locked or not for like 10 consecutive times, and if that does not happen, something bad would happen the next morning when she wakes up. And The part where she thinks that something bad would happen when in the morning when she wakes up is the part where the intrusive thoughts wala thing enters the whole deal, right? So let's talk about how intrusive thoughts and stress are correlated. Intrusive thoughts on their own cannot have any effect on your mental health, but they can become a problem if they're sticky, and you can't ignore them. Basically, when I say sticky, sticky means when you cannot let go of those specific chain of thoughts from your own mind. Instead, you might judge them or take actions to avoid or disapprove of the thoughts. This can lead to distress, anxiety, and mental health issues. And one of the most common disorder that is perpetrated because of intrusive thoughts is OCD. So let's say, for example, you might try to cancel out unwanted thoughts and fears with compulsions. As I gave you an example right now, compulsions are behaviors or rituals used to, try to prevent a dreaded situation from happening. And the dreaded situation that you think about is your intrusive thought. Obsessions are unwanted intrusive thoughts, and compulsions can be a sign of obsessive compulsive disorder, as I earlier mentioned. Continuing on.
So we will now talk about how do we identify these intrusive thoughts. So uh, first of all, let's just see what are the patterns, or how do we, classify them as intrusive thoughts. So first of all, these are unusual thoughts. No matter if they're taken like positively or as an experiment or just as curiosity, they are unusual thoughts. Second of all, when these thoughts, create some sort of disturbance in your entire thought process or in your day, these can be really bothersome. And the third point is that they are very hard to control. So once this thought comes in your brain, you can't really stop thinking about it. And especially in the young children, this ability, this thought just doesn't stop, and it won't stop until they do something about it. Either they just commit the thing, or they just step back. And the steps, Pihu will share.
First, what Ananya said, the thought is unusual, it's very bizarre. Like you won't be having anything in control of the thought you are having. It's very bizarre, it's very weird. If you think later on, you laugh at it. Oh, what was this thought even about? So that will be very bizarre. Second, the thought will be disturbing and something you won't want to push out of your mind, because thought will lead you to do something or the other. That will lead to repercussions. So you want to push away, but you cannot. Third, the thought feels hard to control. It is often repetitive and won't go away. And it's like the more you think about that thought, the more you are willing to do that thought, and the more anxious you get regarding that thought. So, especially when you are a part of old age group and you have faced like war or these kind of things, or like partition, if we talk about. So if we are having a normal chat as well, there will be consequences, there will be scenes in your head which will be willing to talk about war and partition, that is known as PTSD, if I talk in clinical manner. So that will lead to your intrusive thoughts, and you'll start sharing about your experience related to war, partition, or what you have faced in a earlier life. So things are not in your hand. Fourth, think to yourself that's just an intrusive thought and nothing else. Be calm, be okay with it. It's just a thought and nothing else. You don't have to stress on it. You don't have to bother about it. It's just a thought. It will go away and it will might come back as well. Fourth or fifth, don't fight with it. Just accept that thought and carry with it. If you are having a thought of letting go of a friend, don't fight with it. Just accept that these things are happening, that these things are happening in your life. All right. And last is don't judge yourself. All right. It's okay. Don't judge yourself. It's a part of you. It's okay to think like this. It's fine. Don't stress a lot on yourself that, oh, why am I doing this? Why am I thinking like this? Why am I being like this? It's fine. It's not a big deal. You are okay. You are fine. You are normal. So make it a pattern that it's all okay and don't stress on it. So I would like to know what intrusive thoughts the audience face on a regular basis, like if you would like to share.
Yeah, I just say please participate. It will make more interactive and it will help you to understand more deeply that what they're trying to make you understand. Anyone. So here I just want to add to your point, people, like acknowledgement to your thoughts is something very important. The moment you start acknowledging your thoughts, right? So, and then means it yourself, you will feel very light. And when you're accepting, yes, theek hai, aa raha hai, aane do, jaisa bhi hai, you are not forcing it to stop, neither you are deeply involved with that thought. Accepting and then moving on is something which helps you to overcome if it is coming in a negative way. And if it is a positive one, then also it helps you to at least you can say that to set like how you have to go with that thought. Anybody else? Please make it little interactive. Audience, you can only make it interactive. These girls are trying their level best to tell you and make you understand. Geeta Chhabra ma'am, would you like to?
Actually, I just joined 5 minutes back, so I'm to get in what it was all about. Just forgot about it at 8 p.m. and just remembered.
Okay, no, not an issue. Abhay, why you are so quiet today? Yeah, see?
Yeah, ma'am. I was thinking, मतलब, sometimes I tend to feel like crying. हाँ, simply कि चलो अब रोना है. So I kept remembering some bad things in the past. और थोड़ी देर बाद अपने दोस्त के साथ बैठकर रोना फील हो जाता है. So I feel like it's a intrusive thought, not in a bad way, but काफी light weight feel करने के लिए. और I guess it's okay. मतलब हाँ ठीक है. अच्छा लगता है और कुछ नहीं है उसके बाद. That's all.
I would like to add, so one of my grandparents, like I used to talk to her, and out of nowhere she used to start saying कि हम तो मर जाएंगे या फिर हमारा समय आने वाला है. So now that I know that these were intrusive thoughts, I understand that. So and also for older people, it is more difficult to deal with these intrusive thoughts because of their impaired inhibition abilities. They don't have a lot of control over these thoughts because they do feel very helpless about it. And also because they're going through old age and they're not very sure of what the future holds for them. So, of course, it is very difficult for them. And also, I've noticed that of course, old people have a lot of concern regarding their children, especially in the Asian culture. They always think our son or our daughter should have job security, and they somehow always plan for the worst. So even if their son or daughter is doing absolutely well in life, he's wealthy, he's doing well health wise, but they will out of nowhere come and say कि नहीं नहीं तुम government job ले लो. So all of these thoughts do affect older people as well, and it is a lot more difficult for them to manage. Yeah, so moving on, I would like Pihu to continue.
Yeah, I would also add one example. Like we all are in college, so if we have a span of 2 hours or an hour, we'll be like, "Oh, chalo kuch karte hain." Why to sit alone? Why to sit? Why to do work at that moment? We'll have to do something. We have to, like, there's an idiotic urge in us that will force us to do something, to eat something that will cost us a lot, but we'll regret it afterwards by putting out our money on it. But then to that thought will be like, oh, why should we sit over here in class when we have a 2 hour break? We have to go out. We have to go something. We have to do something fun. So that an idiotic urge in you is an intrusive thought. The best possible manner I could put into it. So next will be how to deal with intrusive thoughts. Tisha will take over.
So as of now, whatever we learned, I would like to ask you all, what do you actually mean by intrusive thoughts? Anybody? Apart from the panelist, anybody would like to answer? Yes, Abhay.
Intrusive thought, my random wishes, I feel like they are intrusive thoughts for me. Like always, I saw a tall guy. I kept on saying, "मेरे को height चाहिए." For that, my friends are like, "अबे जा रे." So that's a feeling. कि हाँ भी मेरा intrusive thought ये है कि मेरे को लंबा होना हो.
Anybody else? Okay, so I'll continue in that case. So intrusive thoughts are basically the strange thought that pops in our mind, and as mentioned by Abhay, these are the totally out of the box thoughts we get when we observe things, when we see different things happening, and when we actually feel things which are not so comfortable. And yeah, so how to deal with these intrusive thoughts? The first and the very basic way to deal with it is to meditate. The meditation basically calms your mind, and it is very important to have a calm and subtle mind when it comes to intrusive thoughts, because sorry. Yeah, because when we'll have a calm mind, we'll focus less on these things which we don't want to keep very close to us, and things we don't want to think about. Second is spend more time with people we actually love, people we are fond of, so that we'll be in a positive environment and these thoughts would not occur very frequently. Then a very common thing we can do is go to walk, enjoy with pets, and have these little moments with people we are fond of, or objects we like, or things we like to do, because these things will keep us in a state of mind. These things will keep us in a positive state of mind and would stop the occurrence of these negative or strange thoughts again and again. And the last thing and the very important thing when we talk about dealing with intrusive thoughts is to remember a quote, which is, "This too shall pass." Whatever is happening, whatever we are thinking, it will pass. Today, tomorrow, the day after, a month later, it will pass. It won't affect us for long. So yeah, passing on to the next speaker.
First of all, ma'am, please allow Ananya to access the camera.
You're not audible. Can you come back?
Ma'am, please allow Ananya. She just entered again.
Ah, okay. But Ananya is already there.
Ma'am, I just need camera access.
Okay, okay. Check now. Can you?
Just a second, ma'am. Yeah. Yes. So I would also like to give an example of a friend. So she has this urge to wake up in the middle of the night and check her socials every night around 2 a.m. and then at 3 a.m. and then at 4 a.m. So of course this disturbs her entire sleep cycle. And the thing is that she tells me that she will be in the middle of the dream, but then uh, all of a sudden she wakes up and she has this uh, weird urge to check all of her social medias. So she was struggling through this, and I was trying to help her, of course. So I asked her to do a simple thing, to turn off her mobile phone and keep it in another room or just like on her desk across the room. So she tried doing it, and in the beginning, of course, it was really difficult for her mind to just stop and not think about checking her socials. Of course, it is really difficult, but then with practice, and of course at 2 a.m. everybody is really tired, and at the end of the day everybody is a lazy sloth. So after a few days, this habit of hers like discontinued, and now a few days ago she told me, really, she was really happy. She came to me and she said that yesterday night I did not check my socials, and my phone was lying across the table, and I slept all through the night. So I was really happy that she had the guts to stop her thoughts. Yeah, Tisha.
I would also like to give an example for the same. Uh, Something I've experienced throughout is when my family members, my parents, or anybody used to go out late night. While they are coming back, I used to call them every 5 minutes because I used to be really scared that why are they not coming? Did they met an accident or something? These really negative thoughts used to scramble, like why they are not home yet, what is wrong? And I used to call them every 5 minutes, ki, please come back, I'm scared. I used to cry. Later, what used to happen, like my mother used to send me the location, like, okay, have our location, you will have the track where we are and when are we coming back. So when they started sending me the location, I used to track them, and gradually I got to know that okay, ठीक है, traffic होगा इसीलिए नहीं आ पा रहे हैं, या फिर कुछ खा रहे हैं इसीलिए लेट हो रहे हैं. I got up these a little bit of positive thoughts कि ठीक है, maybe XYZ reason they are late. So that really helped me to neglect those negative and intrusive thoughts from my mind.
Ma'am, please give Pihu camera access.
Just check Pihu now. Can you? Yeah, so Ananya, what you mentioned means like even I was struggling with that. So though I was not waking up at late night and checking my socials, but yeah, it means like because at my home we cannot sleep early. So like 12 o'clock is a normal time for us to sleep. It means early for me to sleep at 12. Other members sleep more late. So means like if I'm awake, so I keep on checking my socials. So this was, and there's no messages, nothing, or some, and then I start indulging myself in chatting or something, or a messenger, because somebody, when they see that you are active, so they start sending you the messages. So then one of my friends said, I was just discussing with him that this is happening with me, and unnecessary I'm wasting my time, I'm not able to focus on what I have to actually do, and then next day I regret that I have to plan this and that, and half of the time is wasted like this. So then means like I decided that by 9 o'clock, sharp 9 o'clock, I will close my internet. So like you cannot switch off your phone because there are many important calls keep coming. So I started doing that. Now maybe it's sometimes it happens in the morning my net is off, maybe it happens daytime my net is off, maybe it happens like by 8 o'clock I'm switching off my net. So that temptation is not there. So it actually works with your mindset. The moment you start telling yourself and by your, nobody else is telling you, So when somebody says you do this, then you don't want to do that because you're thinking that that person is ordering you or want to control you. So when the moment you start controlling yourself and by saying to yourself that do this, do that, so then self-control automatically comes. So this is what you mentioned with your friends is really correct, because this happens. So if I want to say from this platform that if you want to get rid of any of the problem or any of the addiction, you can say, so talk to yourself and try to tell yourself that do you want to overcome that, and then your mind will start working accordingly. So this is something really helps in overcoming these thoughts. Thank you.
Exactly. Like I also do the same when I go to sleep or when the time is there that I want some rest for myself. I'll switch off my net. I very conveniently do that. I'll switch off my net. I don't put my phone on silent because there are some urgent calls as well from family members when you can receive. So I don't put my phone on silent, but I very conveniently switch off my net that for at least at night for 5 hours sleep. I want that. I want that for myself. So I don't want any professional or personal work at that moment. I don't want any chat with anyone. I want that time. I would just want to sleep at that moment. I don't want anything else. So at that moment, I very conveniently switch off my net, or after coming from college for at least half an hour, I'll do so. I switch off my net. I won't use any social media. I just sit in my room and just think about what happened today, what I can improve on, or just put myself on a light phase, put my head all light, and just don't ponder a lot on the stuff which I can in in whole day, which I can put my head on. I just want to relax at that moment, to put my thoughts for a wait and for a while. So yes, I also do the same. I switch off my net very conveniently and I just be in my happy place at that moment.
Right. For
It's so
PU and I,
relaxing. It's really so relaxing. The moment means like you having a sound sleep, and otherwise also no message, no disturbances. And there is really means like it happens. We think that if we switch off the net, kya important messages miss kar denge, but it's nothing like that. Nobody is that eager to talk to you until and unless you are willing to do that. So the moment you start doing it, it's really a relaxing feeling.
right. And like for personally speaking, I find that after a long day at college, with all those thoughts and then not giving into those intrusive thoughts, of course, I come back home and I prefer going for a walk. I know PU also does that. So it really is a very, relaxing experience that you're just there calming your thoughts and, trying to convince yourself that everything is fine. I do not have to give into those intrusive thoughts if they are bad. And if they're fine, if they're positive, then sure. So exercising and trying to push ourselves in a better place really helps us with those intrusive thoughts.
Exactly, putting or investing some time in your hobby or the thing you love to do. Like I need that 1 hour for myself to go on a walk, and I want that thing for myself. I want that. If I don't get that, I get irritated, I get fidgety, I get a lot irritated afterwards, and time management, I've completely ruined that. So I want that 1 hour for me where I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to listen to music and just roam in my society for an hour, like aimlessly walking, but I am there for myself. I am having that me time. So I would like to know from my panelist and my audience what all you do for your me time, what all time you spend for yourself to avoid those intrusive thoughts and to basically be at peace, that I would say.
So yeah, means like apart from Abhay also people can participate. Please, it's a very general, she's asking something which we all come across. So please do participate and make this webinar interactive. Yes, Abhay.
Yes, ma'am. So, whenever I feel like he now I want to relax myself or कुछ भी अच्छा करना है, तो I feel like I should cook. I put on my earphones and play loud music ताकि मेरे को घर वालों की आवाज ना आए. and I start making something really tasty, तो जो मेरे को खुश करे, और I feel happy doing that. That's all.
Anybody else? Ananya though is raising already hand. Anybody else? Rupanshi, do participate if you can.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Sorry for joining late. I don't know what is going on right now here.
Okay. So it's something which means like Piyu, you can again ask the same question, please,
Can you
if she
please
can
repeat?
understand.
We were talking about intrusive thoughts and how we can invest in our hobbies or a me time for yourself to avoid those intrusive thoughts. So basically, I asked a question to all the members over here that what all you do to avoid those intrusive thoughts, or what is your me time thing that you invest in yourself. No family members, no external factors, nothing, just for yourself.
Okay, so I do three things to avoid such intrusive thoughts. Like, first is I dance. Whenever I feel like I'm low, I'm feeling low, or something around me is not fine or not good, I just dance. Any random dance step, anything like that, any physical thing that is happening around me. So first thing is I dance. Second is I draw certain things. Whenever I feel like कि right now I'm feeling bored, or कुछ अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, every something is sad, or any such feeling, I keep on drawing anything, any random stuff, any kind of just thing. And third is I practice art of doing nothing. Whenever I feel like my mind is cluttered up, or a whole lot of thoughts is occupying my mind, so I feel like just sitting at one place, thinking nothing, doing nothing, just sitting for 5 to 10 minutes. So this is what I do in my me time.
This is something interesting, art of doing nothing, right? It's also required by us sometimes.
Yeah, actually, because whenever we feel like that we are tired or occupied with such thoughts, so we are feeling more anxious about the same thing. So we feel like doing, हाँ ये भी कर लेते हैं, ये भी कर लेते हैं, काश वो कर लेते तो सही हो जाता. So such thoughts occupy our mind. So avoid this situation. I practice this thing, that art of doing nothing, just sitting idly, doing nothing, thinking nothing, just sitting. So this helps.
Anyone else want to share what they do in their me time, for their me time? Okay, so you can proceed.
So I would like Tisha to take the last topic for the session, and then we'll wind up with the session.
So, talking about how intrusive thoughts affect mental health, I would like to ask you all, what do you understand by mental health? Like, we have had a session about it before, so if there is somebody who actually knows it, apart from the panelist, anybody? Okay. So somebody from the panel. What is mental health?
So basically, according to me, mental health is like the well-being of one's, mental needs and everything, looking after your mental needs and how good you are doing mentally, as basically how efficiently you're able to deal with your thoughts and how you're able to process everything that comes to you and in your whatever is happening around you. Just to, if you're able to keep in check with your own thoughts and happenings, then I think that's a positive sign of your mental health. And if you're not able to cope with things very easily, and if you're dealing with stress on a daily basis, then that can result in depleting mental health.
Yeah. So very precisely.
Can I, Tisha?
Yes,
So I
ma'am.
just want to say here, like earlier, I was not able to understand actually what is mental health, right? So means like people say that manage your thoughts. So I was not able to understand or manage your emotions. So I was not able to understand that what does it mean actually. So now means like after so much of research and now I'm into this, so I understand like whenever means like it's okay, you can feel bad about the situation, you can be sad, you feel like cry, it's okay to be in that situation, right? But the thing is like manage, when we say manage means we are not saying that every time you have to control and you have to bottle up your emotions. It means that you should be able to move on further after that situation. Like you should be ready with the solution. Like for an example, if some mishappening happened at your home, now definitely that everybody will be sad, right? It will be a sad moment for everyone. But that how you are coping up with that thing, how you are thinking and managing other people at your home, that how they have to be, because that situation was not in under your control or anybody's else control. So now the what is the next step, how you are going to move on, or how what solution you are going to provide to your family members or other. In the same manner, if you are very happy, now when you are happy, then also it happens that you behave sometimes in a very weird manner. So you have to be very controlled in both the situation, whether it's a good situation or a bad situation. You need to know that how much, maybe you are that moment you are very happy, but maybe possible that your neighborhood, your friend is not in that position to enjoy with you with that your enjoyment or with your joy. So you should also understand with the empathy that if you are in a happy situation, maybe possible that right that person is not in that. So basically, managing your emotions here means not controlling as such, but you should be aware about it, how to tackle and how to move on with that situation. It may be good or it may be bad, and it's always okay if your situation is you are at the worst situation and you are feeling sad about it. It's okay, but the thing is that how you are moving on further. So that's something mental health. Now I have understood actually. Thank you.
Yeah, so that is exactly
Talking
what.
about like coping with those emotions or those feelings or those thoughts you are going through. So that's mental health. Yeah, Itisha, sorry.
Yeah, so basically, how we feel, think, and behave. That is what we conclude under mental health. And that is something which defines a good or a bad mental health. Talking about how intrusive thoughts affect mental health. So, it basically, intrusive thoughts are the thoughts which occur a lot of times, which reoccur again and again. So, it makes hard for people to concentrate and focus, be it on studies or on physical activities or anything. It makes it difficult to focus and even to sustain healthy in a relationship. Like, I'll not be in a good relationship with my parents if I have those intrusive thoughts occurring again and again in my mind. So yeah, and as we say, it reoccurs. It also results in OCD, because people again and again think about things which are not good for them and are always usually stuck there. Then coming to anxiety. People go through anxiety, depression, and whatnot when it comes to intrusive thoughts, because basically these are the strange negative thoughts which reoccur our mind, and they, when get bottled up, people end up being so anxious about things, how to vent it out, and they end up keeping it to themselves, which may cause depression or anxiety in future. And when these intrusive thoughts occur again and again, pop up again and again in our mind, it makes things difficult for us to participate, to focus, to concentrate, and to be in a healthy lifestyle also. We won't be able to be in a healthy, fulfilling lifestyle if we have those negative and strange thoughts in our mind. So yeah, intrusive thoughts have negative and really bad effects on our mental health. So I would like Pihu to conclude it, the whole session.
Yeah, so now I hope you all are aware about what intrusive thoughts are and how we vary from age to age when we talk about intrusive thoughts, and how should we deal it, how they hamper us, and how positive and negative they are. So thank you to all the panelists for being a part. Thank you, ma'am, for giving us the opportunity to speak on this topic. And thank you everyone for being a part and joining the session. Thank you so
So
much.
here I just want, thank you, Pihu. I just want to add with means Tisha here. So you need to be more, means like it happens now, we react impulsively, right? So you need to be, have a reflection on whatever you are, means how you are behaving. Like for an example, as for a new generation, because all are young ladies and boys over here. तो ऐसा होता है ना कि गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड हो गए, अब गर्लफ्रेंड ने या जवाब नहीं दिया मैसेज का या फिर बॉयफ्रेंड ने नहीं दिया, तो वी अरे कोई और लड़की तो नहीं पसंद आ गई, कोई और लड़का तो नहीं पसंद आ गया, दैट स्टार्ट पॉपिंग अप दीस थिंग्स इन आवर माइंड. So we need to reflect on that कि ऐसा तो नहीं हो, maybe that person may be busy, maybe some family obligation हो सकता है, family के बीच में बैठा हो, no, not able to respond. So we need to be a little bit reflecting on that कि what can be the reason in spite of overthinking and then reaching to the conclusion that maybe this happens or वो ऐसे ही करता है. And then definitely when you start having that negative intrusive thoughts, so then you start reacting or behaving. You will be in anger, then you will be reflecting on, means reacting on that, और फिर वो एक लड़ाई हो जाएगी, और unnecessary there will be a chaos between the relationships. And this happens not only in the girlfriend or boyfriend, it happens with the families also. So the moment you are coming across any of them, it may be your friend, it may be your family members, it may be your peers or colleagues, you need to give little bit time to yourself. Any moment when you are coming across this kind of moment, if you are coming across, so that makes you a more balanced person, that you are giving yourself time, that whether you should react on it or not. As we used to say, na, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 count kar lo, गुस्सा आया तो या कुछ भी हुआ, so it will actually helps you to that particular moment you'll not be reacting immediately, but you are reflecting on yourself, and then you'll be wise in taking the decision or speaking something. So because once you have said something wrong, you cannot take it back. So you need to be very reflective when you are, and that's the reason that we are talking nowadays more on mental health, because people nowadays are very impulsive, they don't think and they react immediately. And that's the reason that we are having the worst relationship nowadays, whether it may be with anyone. So thank you for taking this important topic, very interesting topic. I hope all the audience have enjoyed. Anybody wants to say anything from the audience? I'm asking anybody. Please, you'll be getting the Google form of this session also. Please do mention that what all topics you want them to take further. These they are always coming up with a new topics, and this topic is also again very amazing. And they'll be going for a break for 15 days as they have the exams. So definitely by that time you people can think and you can suggest them that what all topics they can prepare, and they come up. And even the methodology, if you want the same kind of methodology, interactive, or you want some PPT short of, or anything else you want, some suggestions you want to give to them, you are most welcome for that. This is for all the audience, and please help them to improve on their whatever they are doing. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vidya.